Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another COD Mobile video. Today we are gonna check out the leaked balance changes for Season 3, so make sure to watch the full video and well, here we go. So let's start with the AK-117, which has received yet another buff. So they decreased the tactical reload by 15%. Plus, they also reduced its horizontal recoil, and then for BR, they stabilized its recoil pattern, so it is going to be much easier to predict. For the AK, they also reduced the tac reload by 15%, and the ADS spread was also decreased by 10%, which I don't think will be too noticeable. The Peacekeeper's hip flinch has been decreased by 0.05, and they decreased the ADS spread as well. The HBR and the BK's recoil has been decreased, so quite a lot of recoil improvements for assault rifles. Next we do have the LK-24, which has received a pretty massive buff. I believe it could now maybe 30 shots. So the damage profile was improved by 2 on the first profile for both BR and MP. They also improved the headshot multiplier by 0.5 and the chest and upper arm multiplier by 0.1. So yeah, some really nice buffs for the LK-24. The Kane-44 visual shake when firing was also reduced. Now we do have our first SMG, and that is the Switchblade X9, which has received some pretty sizable buffs as well. So the upper arm multiplier was increased by 0.1, and they increased the lower arm multiplier by 0.05 as well. So this should definitely have some pretty big positive effects for the Switchblade X9. Next we do have the AGR, where the horizontal recoil has been decreased. I'm quite happy with that as I run the AGR quite often. Then the QQ9 has also been buffed massively. So they improved the first damage profile by 3 and the second by 1. So that should now be a consistent 4 to 5 shot kill. Then they made a bunch of positive changes to the 10mm ammo. So they added 2 units of damage to the first 2 ranges regardless of damage multipliers. Plus the headshot multiplier was increased by 0.2 and the lower arm multiplier was increased by 0.1. So the 10mm ammo looks a lot more usable and definitely more interesting, but you are going to be limited to 30 round mags. Then we do have a smaller scale buff for the RUS. The lower arm multiplier was increased by 0.1. Moving on, the S36 has received some multiplier buffs. So the headshot multiplier was increased by 0.2 and the chest and upper arm multiplier was increased by 0.1. Yeah, so pretty massive. To say the least, the S36 is back. Next, the Outlaw received a massive 0.9 headshot multiplier buff and they improved the range as well. Moving on, the Koshka's rate of fire was improved to 48 rounds per minute from 46 rounds per minute, and they also increased the speed of ADS exit animation as well as decreased the scope recenter delay as well. So yeah, definitely pretty interesting. Moving on, you can now place a red dot on the Kilo Bolt action, massive W, and they buffed the stopping power in terms of ADS time penalty. They decreased it by 4%. Next, the D13 sector received a much needed buff. So the disc speed was improved by 15 units, and now when shooting with the right trigger, it will automatically shoot as hipfire for automatic ADS does not affect manual ADS. So okay, and now we have a pretty sizable buff for the HSO. Kinda crazy when many players have been asking for a nerf. So yeah, if you enjoy BR, be on the lookout. So they improved the movement speed by 2%. They also decreased the sprint to fire delay by 30 milliseconds, and the hipfire spread is now spread more evenly. Next, the damage profiles were changed for BR, I should say were improved. So the first one was improved by 2, the second by 5, and the fourth was reduced by 1. So yeah, that is pretty massive as well. The only nerf for the HSO is in terms of range, and that was for all of the different ranges. So yeah, the best shotgun in BR will continue to be the best, but now it will only be better. But yeah, anyways, let's move on some more. So now we have some Tempest MP changes. So the swap time and recharge time was decreased. They also decreased the ammo count, damage radius, and the projectile velocity, which I mean, I don't really think that makes any sort of sense because no one actually actually uses it ever. And then finally, they also decreased the ADS time by 10 milliseconds. Next, we do have the TAC5, and I seriously have no idea what this change means. If you do, let me know down below in the comment section. The Hive's trap duration has been increased, so yeah, that's quite annoying. However, they did increase the Hive's hitbox and visibility, so that is definitely quite nice. Then we do have a really nice nerf to the Ballista EM2. Now when you are being targeted by the Ballista, a warning notification will appear. W change for non-Ballista users. For Ballista users, that is definitely an L for you, I guess. Moving on, both the Buy 15 and the CODM's damage has been decreased for BR. They really are trying to push the HSO in Battle Royale, it seems like. Then we do have the Tempest again, but this time for BR. So they greatly reduced the charge time. They also improved the ADS speed and the ADS movement speed greatly as well. It now also requires a reload after every shot. It now also consumes 60 special ammo per shot. So okay. Then for our second last change, we do have the Annihilator, which has been buffed for BR. So firstly, the damage was improved from 137, 100, 85, 80 to 150, 130, and 120. So really nice. They also improved the range by quite a lot, and the projectile velocity was also improved by quite a lot. Lastly, it now consumes 30 special ammo per shot. Our final change is for the Clown class, where they improve the enemy detection by 20 and 30 meters. So okay, that is all the balance changes for Season 3. Note these are not final and are subject to change, plus we could always see some additional changes as well, so keep that in mind. With that being said though, I find it quite crazy that the HSO was buffed and not nerfed, and that the CBR was left untouched. But besides that, I have no other real complaints. But definitely give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you happy, upset, or what about these changes? I would love to know. And with that being said guys, that is going to be all for today's video. So thank you for watching, have a great day, and for now, squally out, and cheers, catch you in the next one, and bye.